Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking all about relationships. And all about relationships, I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me questions so that I can basically make this video. And you guys asked some pretty good questions. So if you are interested in learning about my opinion about relationships, just keep watching. So question 1, how do you know she or he is the right one for you? That's a really good question. So I think that when you first lock eyes with someone, you can kind of tell if they're gonna bless you or if they're gonna ruin you. I feel like you could just tell. And sometimes, you're in a relationship and you shouldn't be in that relationship. You gotta dip. But from personal experience, so I think that when you know that that person is the one for you, you'll just automatically know experiences with them, the way they treat you, and if you can see yourself with them in the future, because at the end of the day, you're kind of dating to marry, or at least that's me and my personal thing when it comes to relationships. I date to marry. I don't date just to date anybody. If I'm looking down, by the way, it's because I have my questions down here. But question 2, I don't know if this applies. Do you tell someone you like them even if it means risking losing their friendship? Okay, so personally, so the AC just wants to turn on. But personally, I would definitely tell someone how I feel. I don't care if it means losing our friendship, because at the end of the day, they're still your friend. And if you have feelings for them, like, I'm sure that they'll understand. Unless you make it uncomfortable for them, then I get why they wouldn't want to be your friend. But yes, you should always tell someone how you feel about them no matter what, unless they're in a relationship. Sis, do not be a homewrecker. No, do not tell them how you feel even if they're in a relationship, because you don't know, like, what if that happened to you? Like, how would you feel if that happened to you, So yes, tell them even if they're your friend, as long as they're not in a relationship. So question 3, what is something that is so important for you in a relationship? For me, is top 3 things: honesty, trustworthiness, and God. God should be the first one, always. A relationship with God. I personally can't date someone who doesn't believe in God, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you are entitled to your opinion. That is you. That is your God-given right. That is your right when you are born. You get to decide what you want to believe in, and I personally cannot be with someone who doesn't have a relationship with God, because my ultimate goal in life is to, live in a good Christian household and have my kids, look at our marriage and be like, wow, I want to be just like mom and dad. Like, you can tell that they have God in the center of a relationship. So that is personally what I look for: honesty and loyalty. I feel like once you're honest with someone, and those things usually come when you do have a relationship with God, not necessarily saying that if you don't believe in God, you don't have those characteristics. That's not true. But what I'm saying is that when you do have a relationship with God, I feel like you do have all of those qualities because you aspire to be like him, if that makes sense. So that is what is important to me. Loyalty is so important, because if you basically prove yourself that you are loyal to someone by being honest, by being trustworthy, by treating them right. Like, all of those things kind of just cohesive. Okay, so men ain't, you know what comes next after that. LOL, it's not a question, but facts. I don't know who hurt you, sis. Actually, I do know who hurt you, because I know who sent the question. But not all men are like that. Real men love their women, okay? Real men will treat you like a queen. Real men will worship the ground you stand on. Boys ain't. There's a difference, sis. There's a difference. What do you look for in a character of a man? Okay, me, dude, I look for a lot of things. I don't know if it's the Virgo in me, or I don't know what. Why does my hair look uneven? I promise it's not. But I look for a lot of things in a guy. I look for, again, honesty, loyalty, just your basics, But I also look for a relationship with God. And I'm so into, like, minds and psychology. Okay, look, I'll just be straight up honest. I like smart boys who know how to hold a conversation. I like them to think outside of the box, because I have a lot of, like, things that I want to talk about, with someone. And I don't know. And I love sense of humor. Like, and sarcasm. I think it's funny. But you know, I'm just very picky with the guys that I date. So yeah. But yeah, that is honestly what I look for in someone. Just your basics: honesty, loyalty, trustworthiness, blah blah blah, whatever. Someone who's funny, someone who has a relationship with God, someone who is an intellectual, and yeah, it's basically what I look for in someone. What are real deal breakers for you in a relationship, and how to balance life with a new relationship? Real deal breakers: if you're not ambitious, if you're not determined, if you don't have something going for you, if you don't have a goal that you're working towards, stay away. Don't even slide into the DMs. And the way that you carry yourself, I know I sound like really like high maintenance or something, and the honest truth, no, I'm not. I just know what I want in life, and I'm not gonna waste my time, nor am I gonna waste your time. So the real deal breaker for me is if you're not ambitious, if you're not working towards something to make yourself your goal should be to make yourself a better person each and every day, and work on yourself and love yourself enough to love someone. And if you can't do all of those things, how to balance life with a new relationship. New relationships are fun, they're exciting, but you do have to balance a relationship with your life. You do have to kind of combine both of them and not live them separately. And I think that I've done that before. I've lived my relationship separate from my personal life, if that makes kind of sense. But in all honesty, I think interconnecting both of them slowly, like having them to meet your friends and kind of like work together, because at the end of the day, like, they're your partner, you know. And so like balancing a new relationship with your personal life, the way that you do that, in my personal opinion, is to combine both of them and not live them separately. So yeah, topics to converse about to get to know someone. Okay, so for me, I kind of just figure out the person a little bit. I kind of see, okay, where are they from? Like, do they go to college? You know, if you know that they go to college, ask them, hey, what's your major? Or like, what do you like to do for fun? What are your hobbies? What are your goals? Things like that, I think, really help build a conversation, because it's kind of hard to. I've had some really weird conversations with people, and I've had some really, really good conversations with people. And I've had conversations with people that the first time I met them, I was like, dude, I want to be your friend. Like, I really want to be your friend, or I really want to get to know you, you know? So, I guess a good topic, yeah, would be like, where are you from? Or how many siblings do you have? What are your favorite things to do? What are your hobbies? What are your goals? Like, you know, stuff like that. So, this one's funny. So, why do men suck? Sácalo pa' fuera. Sis. Okay, men do not suck. Let me clarify. Boys suck. Men know what they want in life and look for women who have goals. Boys want 3 things: someone that they can control and manipulate, someone they can bang, and someone that can basically be their puppet. So yeah, manipulation. So that's the 3 things that boys want. And men want 3 things: to know who you are as a person and accept you and love you for who you are, to build a life with you, and the third one is to marry you. Like, that's what men want. There's a difference. I mean, or even if like you guys are not, if the man isn't looking for marriage, maybe he's looking for a long-term relationship. Like, men and boys are so different. And I think that people confuse that with age, because age does not equal maturity. Having a whole bunch of relationships does not mean that you're good at a relationship, you know? So every relationship is a learning experience. And honestly, like, boys never know what they want. Men know what they want. So men do not suck, boys do. And what are your opinions on relationship with? There is a huge age gap between you and the person, like 8 years plus. If you like them, they like you back, why not? At the end of the day, I believe age is just a number, but I think that the age gap sometimes can be a little challenging, and because they probably, like, again, age does not equal maturity, but if they are a lot older and they probably have more experience than you as someone who is younger, but again, it could be vice versa. And sometimes maybe they're ready to settle down when you're not, or maybe they're ready to have kids when you're not there yet. So it can be problematic, but if you really like the person, you're gonna go and work for it, you know, because every relationship requires effort and work. Like, you don't walk away because it gets hard, you know, you work through them. And that's ultimately what marriage is like too. I mean, I wouldn't know, single like a Pringle, but you know. How does your relationship make you feel? Currently not in a relationship. Your 2 cents on toxic relationships and when to let go. Sis, if he's not treating you like a king, a queen, or, okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop saying sis. I'm just gonna say, if they are not treating you like you are one of a kind, if you, like you are the greatest person they've ever met, they're not treating you the way that you deserve to be treated, cut them off. You do not need that kind of negativity. You are stronger than that. You are so much more than what you settle for. And people tend to settle because they're comfortable or because they have history. Oh, I get so passionate when it comes to toxic relationships. I've been in a toxic relationship before, and I admit it, maybe I was probably the toxic one too. The other person was as well. And no shade to them, because I'm pretty sure you guys know who it is. But we just didn't match. Our energies didn't match. Our efforts didn't match. And as much as I hate to admit it, and I'll be honest about it, he manipulated me. I probably did the same. And it's like, toxic relationships, you know when to let go, but you choose not to let go because you have history, because maybe you've had relations with that person. Like, you don't want to let go because you're comfortable. And I'm like, dude, you're never gonna grow, you're never gonna flourish, and you're never gonna bloom. You're not gonna reach your potential because you have someone holding you back, someone who's not treating you right, someone who literally is probably waiting out there for you to break up with them so that they can swoop you off your feet. But you are so stuck on that person that you're so in love with. And I'm like, do they even love you back? Because if they don't match your energy and they don't match your efforts, you don't need that kind of person in your life. And if they're not pushing you to be someone greater, if they're not pushing you, whether, like for me, if they're not pushing me to be a better person each and every day and the better version of myself, if they're not leading me to the cross and like having me have a good relationship with God, they're not the kind of person that I want to be with, and therefore I will cut them off. For me, I was in a relationship for like on and off for 2 years, and I knew it was toxic when we just kept breaking up, making up, breaking up, making up, getting manipulated, telling this person, like, it was just so toxic. But the thing is that I was in high school, I was so immature. That person was in high school, so immature. And now, I mean, I don't talk to any of my exes. So I'm like, maybe he's doing so much better because he learned from me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't take credit for that. It took two people to break things off. You know, one just doesn't let go of the other. Like, you both have to let go of each other. And if you're mature enough, you'll learn from that. You know, you'll learn from that experience. You'll learn to be a better person. And honestly, like, after that, the other 2 relationships I've had after him were honestly pretty great. The thing is that, like, I learned so much from my first relationship that I like learned to not make the same mistakes on my 2 relationships after that. And now I every single day I learn to love myself more so that I can love my partner more. And every day I learn more about myself so that I can learn how to love someone, because not every person that you encounter you will love the same. You won't. Each love is different. And even if it's just like them, you know, you like them, not love them, but you like them, every person that you meet will be different. And if you keep meeting the same kind of guys, and that's why you say men ain't, it's probably because you keep going for the same freaking boys. Like, stop going for the same boys. Pick someone. Actually, don't even pick. Let the universe align both of you guys' path and work together, because I'm gonna be with someone awesome, right? That's the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. And yeah, you're young, dude, go out, do whatever you want to do. You are young, but if you're ready to settle down, even I'm 21 and I don't go and like mess around with people, because I'm like, I know what I want in life. I know how to get there, and I'm not a child anymore, you know? Like, every single day I'm aging, every single day I'm, I guess, maturing, you know? I'm learning more about myself. So I don't have time to go and play these little games. It's just not something that I like doing, you know? But yeah. And the last question is one that I'm gonna briefly talk over, and got a lot of questions asked about this. What happened between me and my ex? And I will be straight up and say nothing. Nothing really happened. Our timing was off, and that is all I will say. Yeah, that is basically all of the questions that you guys asked me about relationships. And yeah, so if you guys are like in a toxic relationship, let them go. There's someone out there waiting for you, like low-key though, but they're out there waiting for you. And from personal experience, like letting my toxic relationship go was literally the best decision I had ever made. Was it hard? Oh yeah, it was so hard, but I learned so much about myself. I learned how to love myself, and I became a lot more positive than I was before. And that toxic relationship, I'm so thankful for, because I learned a lot, so much. And you know what? It's true what they say, like every person you meet is either a blessing or a lesson, and every person that I have met so far has been both, you know, has been both a blessing and a lesson. Blessing because, you know, there were some good memories there, and a lesson because I learned so much from that relationship that I know not to carry on into my next relationship. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this video was a tad bit longer than usual, but I was so excited to kind of film this because a lot of you guys had been asking me about my personal relationship and how to like overcome relationships and stuff. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and thank you so much. Until next time.